We're 3 months into 2024 and the dating logic is still as crazy and as insane as it was in 2023.
So would you take a Starbucks worker that's making $65,000, $75,000, or you want to take somebody who's told you and sold you a dream on their entrepreneur and hasn't even made a dollar on it, but they're scamming on the side so they have a little money to survive?
That's cool because listen, you ever seen The Pursuit of Happiness?
There's no way. It's no secret that we're in the midst of an economic crisis and a recession, and now people are clinging to a bunch of hopes and dreams, which include women clinging to men to give them some sort of financial salvation through entrepreneurship. That's the most craziest claim in the world, that somebody who already is making money and has an established job, you would much rather hang out with them than somebody who is selling a dollar in a dream. You know, 20% of new businesses fail in like the first 2 years, and the numbers only go up and up. And sure, you might want to hang out with them because of the possibility of something going on, but we all know that this isn't true, because what's going to happen when 2, 4, 6 months down the line, you're footing the bill on everything, and the man, the one that's labeled as the man, isn't providing anything.
You choosing the McDonald's person or the rapper?
I like to enjoy my life. I'm picking the rapper because wait.
And what's so interesting about this is this young lady appears to be an older, younger lady, and she's talking about she wants to enjoy her time until all of a sudden it becomes a waste of a time and a regrettable moment, and now she's taking out everything, her hard feelings, her emotions, and her effort and energy on someone else. And then later on in life, she's gonna turn that back around and want somebody to take on her, when for the past couple of years, she's just been enjoying her time, not taking anything seriously with this guy who can't get not one, not two, not three, but any of his mixtapes off the ground.
Jada, you gonna help him sell his mixtape?
You really like somebody, you find yourself doing strange things. Now, when I was younger, I probably would have been helping pass my man's mixtape out.
I hate to be that type of guy, but I don't understand why we're saying this about rappers when you can't say that you would do anything and everything to help somebody that works at McDonald's as well. Somebody that's showing that they have the propensity to work and has some sort of desire to, earn more at a blue collar job. Why can't you pour your all into that person as opposed to this wannabe rapper?
Let me tell you something. Just because you book 3 gigs a year for $300 does not mean you're up and coming. Doesn't mean you're booked and busy. It means that you were available. When you can pay your bills off of your career, some people would say, yeah, I'm not famous, but I make my money and I pay and I live on my day-to-day life doing what I love to do. Then you're not even up and coming. You made it.
What he's saying there is factually correct. As somebody who's an entrepreneur myself, who has multiple different YouTube channels and has done gig work, it is a extremely tough struggle. And to be honest with you, it takes a lot to get to a point where you can even sustain yourself, where you can pay your bills, let alone take on any other responsibilities like a household, like a partner, like a family. I think what a lot of people think is that there are these sky-high horizons for people that just do entrepreneurial work, but that's not even necessarily the truth. A lot of people aren't even necessarily business owners. They just created another job for themselves. And what I mean by that is, if they don't do the work, then no other money comes in, no work is getting done. Somebody who creates a business creates something that can run by itself with or without them being there. So we can go ahead and dash those ideas and that mindset of, oh, if I'm dating an entrepreneur, we could just go take a trip whenever I go anywhere. If I don't record YouTube videos, I don't make any money. And the same thing for the rappers and the hustlers that they claim to be so enamored with. If I, at my 9-to-5 job, take a off day or a sick day, guess what? I get paid for that. But somehow, if you ask certain people on the internet, like these women, that is a less respectable route.
I think that women do miss out on the dating pool because when they hear blue-collared worker, those jobs aren't really as respectable in this day and age, and they're probably just assuming that they're broke. I think that they just don't realize how much money that they actually do make.
Yeah, they're not rich. They're just stable.
No, but I agree. I'm not just going to judge you off for it. A person like me, I might end up talking to the person that, is the blue-collar worker or whatever.
Another thing that's very underestimated in blue-collar work as opposed to the entrepreneurship lifestyle, I talked about the number of businesses that do fail and it grows over time in the entrepreneur space. But another thing that isn't talked about is obtaining transferable skills. If my YouTube channel were to fail or my podcast were to fail, there's no way that I could take that to somebody else and say, hey, I'm a podcast host, or hey, I'm a YouTube video host. Come hire me. It doesn't work like that. But because I did take the time to get a degree and learn how to code and stuff like that, there are a plethora of different job opportunities that exist for me. And it's honestly just this narrow-minded perspective that you think that, oh, all of a sudden because this person works for somebody else or has a boss, has some sort of caps to where they are. I've discovered that working at a job has made me more creative about the industry that I want to pursue. And with that creativity has sparked my interest for new ideas in these different spaces where it's wide open. open. A lot of these entrepreneurs that they're talking about are so one-track minded about clothes, and their scope is so small because they rap and they do all this other stuff. But that is very low-level entrepreneurship that honestly has a clear-cut shelf life. The beauty about getting some sort of marketable skill is it's just that. It's going to be marketable for as long as that field exists. This woman on the left in the turtleneck is a little too old to be saying things like this. She needs to take her life very much seriously, because at this point in time, she's talking like she's 22.
I just like fucking around with guys.
No, but I think sometimes, like, I don't know, you like having people on you. Like, oh, he on me.
No.
I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to feel like someone puts you on a pedestal. Like, maybe he doesn't think he's good enough.
Listen, I take back everything that I said specifically about this bozo right here. She's not looking for a real relationship. She's just looking for a platform to get her bird calls off. But nobody's taking this seriously. How are you supposed to be wife material, which they talked about earlier on this platform, but you're still looking for guys to be in your face and give you attention? So let me get this straight. The guy with the blue collar job isn't good enough for you. The one that's working a 9 to 5 and looking to better himself isn't good enough for you. But the rapper who makes $0 and has mixtapes that need to be pushed out of his trunk is. And you like people being all up in your face, giving you attention that you have no intention of taking seriously, but can use up your time, effort, and energy that could be put into somebody else who has shown the ability and desire to work and can then grow with you. As you said, you were willing to grow with somebody, but because he's a blue collar worker, you won't let that happen? Fellas, ladies, we might have to have a seminar on how to avoid these types of people.
Tell me, if you come home with a check in 1 week that's $7,000, and this is what you're bringing home, and you work at McDonald's flipping fries, do you think that I'm going to care? I'm not going to tell my friends, my husband flipped fries.
Right.
But guess what? My husband works at McDonald's in the corporate office in the back and,
Right.
far away.
Whoa. She literally just revealed herself that everything she does is for status and everybody else's approval. The lady just asked her, would you tell people if your husband came home with a $7,000 a month check? Now, $7,000 a month puts you at $84,000 a year, which is well over the average African-American salary. This is a large problem with today's society, is that the perception is better than the reality. The perception is what gets people more motivated than what the reality of the situation is. Sure, I have the nice cars, the nice clothes, the nice watches, I take the nice vacations, but if you knew that I was behind on this child support or this credit card payment or this student loan payment, if you knew that was really the case, you would be turned off. But because I'm selling this perception, this is better than the reality. She's saying that she would take somebody who is broke over this person who makes $7,000 a month because he has a McDonald's visor on. How can you save somebody like that? You can't.
I don't think that we would really care.
Yeah.
But you do, because you're lying.
So what?
If you did-
let him lie.
Well, we're just saying this. I'm not.
I will date you, but I'll care, and I'm just gonna lie about it to my friends. Period. Who cares?
That's.
And there's
I'm
gonna
dating this girl.
be a
Honest.
little insecurity behind that relationship.
Thank you.
And some disrespect, because you going
Yep.
well, he does make a lot of money. Why would there be disrespect?
I wouldn't care.
And I know she might have misspoke, but why would she agree that they're being disrespected? This reminds me of those pop the balloon videos. You'll see somebody on the show pop a balloon, and then immediately after, you'll hear 4 or 5 extra balloon pops. And the reason that you'll hear balloon pops come right after another is because there's this whole monkey see, monkey do attitude about dating in today's society. You're not dating for the partner, you're dating for other people's validation of your relationship. So because people aren't approving the relationship in which you reside in, then you all of a sudden have a problem with it. You could have somebody who provides every which one of your needs, but because they don't have the appeal or the aesthetic that other people would approve on, then all of a sudden you have to create problems in your relationship or lie to your friends about it. And that just makes no sort of sense to me. And if that's how you're gonna act, then you might as well date your friends, or hey, be one of the city girls. Be all out one of the city girls and go after one of these famous rappers.
If your girl's
still
a
making
stripper
more
and
money
she's
than-
making a lot of money and taking care of households,
You know how
what are you
many?
gonna say?
That's like, and this
Are you
is.
gonna tell people she's a stripper?
Well, this is first of all, I would never date a stripper.
Oh, a prostitute.
I
That's
didn't-
even better.
I
guys.
didn't date her.
Did you tell her that? Did you tell people she was a prostitute?
I didn't
So you
date her.
didn't- oh.
I loved her.
You
It was
wanted
different.
to marry her.
Now, I'm not gonna excuse his very simpy and cuck-like behavior. behavior. But what I will add to that is what she's trying to do here is a false equivalency. You're trying to put something that a lot of people would deem as morally corrupt, something that people's moral fiber doesn't necessarily agree with in a situation like this, like dating a prostitute. And you're trying to compare that to somebody who is working a job that is, one, legal, two, not against people's moral fibers, and three, is respected in a lot of places. Well, and I probably shouldn't say respected in a lot of places because it's floozies like you that just don't believe in stuff like this. The links that she will go to justify what she is feeling or to validate her feelings is totally trash behavior. Dating in 2024 can only get better if this is the way that it's starting. This is disgusting. Tell me below in the comments what you think.